Hi Thunder fans, I'm Mike Benton for ThunderVision, and we come to you from a little more of an unconventional setting for breaking news like this because we're up in the Great White North for the 2010 Young Stars Tournament in Penticton, British Columbia. When the Thunder come back, they're going to be bringing back another big prospect from the Great White North in re-signing 34 goal scorer Chris Dalvies from last season. The man who took care of that deal now joins me right now, and Thunder head coach Matt Thomas. Matt, first off, the big question, why is it such a big day for you?
Well, we're in Canada. It's a big day for me always when we're in Canada, but it's a huge signing for us. Obviously, Chris was that elite rookie that we had last year. He was a 34 goal scorer for us and a guy that really made a difference for us every night in and night out. I thought his second half was arguably one of the best by any rookie in the entire league. So for us to be able to get him back is a huge benefit, and I think a guy that is going to make our team that much stronger.
At what point did you really notice him beginning to take charge last year as a rookie and more or less kind of figuring things out and how to adapt to the speed, the pace, and much more for the pro game?
Well, you know what, I thought he did a great job through training camp last year and then came into the regular season. Then he had a little bit of an off November by his standards and my standards, and it actually started with him sitting in the stands for a game in early December. And when he got back from that game, it was a huge rebound game for him, and he didn't slow down. He was the best player on the ice for the next month, every single night, and I think he made his line mates better, and he really got our team headed in the right direction. So he's an impact player. He's got great speed, he's got a great touch around the net, and he's a guy that works extremely hard to score his goals because he wants to score. So that's a pretty good combination when you have the skill and you have the drive to do it.
What do you think you can do for the talent that you've already added for this team during the offseason?
Well, I think it's certainly going to make for an interesting training camp for us because when you don't expect to have a guy like Chris back, you go out and you replace him, and we've certainly got some guys in here that we felt would be able to do the job. So it's gonna create a pretty competitive camp from our standards. Obviously, we're up here watching both our affiliates with Edmonton and San Jose, and a lot of the young stars that we could potentially see some of them in a Thunder uniform this year. So with it all being said, I think it really adds to our lineup. It creates a healthy competitiveness for our club. And it really what it does is put us with another premier centerman who I think is as good as anybody in the Western Conference.
A question that we have often approached during this offseason is, what does he have to do to take that next step to the American Hockey League?
Well, I think the biggest thing for him is to continue to do what he did last year. He's got to do at least what he did, if not more, offensively. I think the real challenge for him is how good of an all-around player can he be? Can he be a high plus-minus guy, be that much better defensively, play in more situations where he's a go-to guy in more situations? For example, the penalty kill. He killed a lot of penalties for us last year, but he needs to be the guy to kill penalties because the reality is when he goes to the American Hockey League, he's probably going to be playing in a third-line, fourth-line role, and he needs to be able to play that style of game. So I think the challenge for him is kind of turning his game into an overall game, especially on the defensive side. He's got to maintain his offensive spark because that's really his bread and butter, and that's what everybody wants to see him be able to do.